It's time, everyone. Time for what, you might ask? For me to explain the grading system for this class. Now, I didn't make one initially because I assumed, but we all know what we say. We all know my words are not coming out correctly, but you know what we say about assumers. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. It's just what it is. I'm sorry. Okay, let's talk about this. Excuse my shower doors because there's nothing I can do about it. It's shower doors. Also, I'm gonna move this down a little bit so we're not looking up my nose. This is the grading scale. Okay. The scores I mostly give out to students are as follows. I give out 4s, 3.5s, 3s, 2.5s, 2s, 1.5s, 1s, and 0s. Those are the scores that I give out on tests, on your summative assessments. Woohoo! Okay? These are how they're weighted in the grade book. So if you come in to the grade book and you see that you have a 2.8, you have a B+. I get how that's confusing though, because you see a 3 out of 4 and you think, but Miss Nelson, that's 75%. 3 over 4, that's 75%. It's not when it comes to standard-based grading and how grading works for this class. 3 over 4 is actually an A-, not a 75%, not a C. So I'm really sorry if this was confusing at all, but here's the way the scores are going to go, okay? An A is a 3.2 to a 4. A- is a 3.0 to a 3.19. A B+ is a 2.8 to a 2.99. Small gap there, but that's just what it is. B is a 2.3 to a 2.79, and then there's a C2 to 2.29. No credit, which will show up in the grade book essentially as an F by the end of the try if you haven't gotten it above a 1.99. Anything under a 1.99 is a no credit or no grade, and you need to do some remediation on tests in order to get your grade up. In this class, we only grade and put in the grade book summative assessments. That's it. That's the only thing that goes in the grade book. Everything else is practice, and it's proof to show what score you got. So if you did all the work and you asked questions and you understand it, you will have no issue getting a 3 or a 4. If you didn't do all the work, or you kind of wishy-washy did it, like, okay, don't put in answers, I'm done, and submitted it, then you're probably going to be around a 2, a 1, or 2. So the formatives, all the other work you're doing for this class are solely for practice, so when you get to the exam, you know exactly what you're doing. When you get to summative assessments, what I'm looking for is full understanding. When you're using when you get the questions or you get an article with it, can you make an argument? Can you support that argument using the terms and knowledge that you got from this last unit we did? That's the main thing I'm looking for when I'm looking at your summative assessment. Can you make an argument? Okay. The other thing I want to say about assessments really quick at the end of this video is that in order to reach a level 4, your explanation and descriptions need to be very in-depth and very detailed. What I mean by that is if you have to make sure you answer every part of the question. So if the question has 2 parts, I'll use our example of our summative assessment for US, which was explain the roles of women and disenfranchised communities during World War II. A lot of people wrote just about women. That's not answering the full question. The full question also asks about the disenfranchised communities or minority communities. So if you only wrote women, I didn't give you a very high score because you missed part of the question. So make sure you're fully reading the question. Also, huge point value and shoots your grade up really high when you are able to incorporate a real world example into your writing. So for our last test we had, 6.2, the women in disenfranchised communities, I had a student Who did? She made the connection to COVID-19. Like, it was just flawless the way that she did it. It made sense. She made those connections. If you can make connections between history and between the world you're living in today, amazing. Show me that in your test, and your score will be a 3 to a 4. If you can use real life examples and use them successfully, okay? Please let me know if you have any other questions about grading, about tests. I know I just talked really fast, but I wanted to get all this information in here and make this video not super long. So I hope that helped. Have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.